in the hours.
Yeah, especially if you're trying to get like a Sixers match going. If you ever need that sixth man, adding Hypnotic there, he will arrive. But anyways, we're gonna get started here in this game here. Los Jefes versus Despicable Me. This kickoff is going Scout's way. I'm not able to see the names. All right, sounds good. But Samuel rotating back here. Scout trying to get something, but gets beat out by Ecrux. Chewy off the sidewall, not a whole lot of boost, forced to find a teammate, gets a great 50 there, but denied by Spooky Man.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for this Los Jefes team is Scout. He tends to sometimes get outpaced in this Div A. He does come from Div B, and he's on KBM. So I think the only Div A KBM player. Almost a great shot coming up from Spook, just bringing it just off target.
Yeah, I believe, I'm going to sound like a broken record. Obviously, everyone says it, but first game is always going to be a feel-out game. These teams have played each other before, so they're kind of semi-aware of their play style, but who knows? Both of these teams might have a different strategy, a different plan to take one out over the other, but that's a great pop-up. Ecrux trying to get that ball on target, not quite. Scout hitting it off the sidewall. Spooky Man trying to get some sort of touch, but gets 50'd by Scout and Ecrux here. Hypnotic trying to get a goal, gets the flip underneath, but denied by Scout.
Some early offensive pressure coming out here from Despicable Miis. Los Jefes need to get off the back foot. Spooky Man ends up bumping Chewy on the sidewall there. Ecrux with a nice touch, but it ends up going straight towards Scout. Hypnotic getting a nice pop-up touch here over Samuel. Never mind, he gets denied by Samuel in the midfield. Spoop with an open shot. Tries to go for it. Maybe a double tap. Does he have it? Just rings it off the crossbar. Ecrux can't quite find it. Hypnotic putting this one up off the corner. Getting a 50 with Samuel over towards Ecrux's way. He's going to go up for the wall pitch. Doesn't quite find it though.
Yeah, almost 2 minutes of regulation played here, and not one team has found any goal. They're both kind of playing a little passive, trying to get the outplay over one another. Scout beating out Ecrux, ball heading towards the corner as we see a kind of pass opportunity coming from Samuel. Spooky Man with 0 boost off the corner, forced to get some sort of 50, actually leaves it for Chewy. Shot on target from Scout, but denied. Samuel trying to keep the pressure alive, but hits it towards the ceiling. This could be an open net. Spooky Man can try to get the pass. No, denied by Chewy.
An open shot here from Ecrux, but saved by Scout on the goal line. Kind of rolling around the wall here. Scout with full boost on the sidewall, gets a nice touch and beat over one. Chewy gets a nice touch. Samuel with the shot, denied early at the point of attack. Samuel trying to get the dunk, ends up missing it. Works with a fake. Hypnotic with a goal line save.
Yeah, a little bit of a double commit there, but unfortunately they were unable to get the goal. Spooky Man getting a great 50. Samuel trying to keep the pressure alive off the sidewall. Chewy is there to respond, gets a great 50 off of, I believe that was Ecrux, but Hypnotic trying to get some sort of play going. Spooky Man is up, not quite able to make contact though. Scout able to get a great clear off mid. That could just be an open net. Scout with the banger, opens it up for Los Jefes.
If Scout's good at one thing, that is the thing he's best at. Just super mega consistent. It's got to be a keyboard thing. Every KBM player I've ever met is just super mega consistent. Scout just realizing the open net, banging that one home.
Yeah, they might not be the most flashy of players, but like you said, they are some of the most consistent players that I've ever seen here. Samuel heading this ball towards this Despicable Me half. Hypnotic getting the beat though. 50 over towards Ecrux, not a whole lot of boost, forced to get a touch mid. Hypnotic is up, but unable to make contact. That could just be the land nerves here, as land nerves, there's something else. Playoff nerves I thought were bad, but me personally, playing on land, it's a really spooky thing here, as Chewy trying to get some sort of play going. Hypnotic hitting it out towards Spooky Man. Spooky Man with a great touch. Scout needs to make some sort of save. Hits it towards the corner towards Chewy, and Chewy getting it over one, but not quite able to get past Ecrux.
Yeah, you brought up the land nerves. I think once this Despicable Me scores one, more specifically Spook scores one, he's going to get up, he's going to get rowdy. I'm looking for him to kind of come alive in this game one, hopefully. I think he's going to be the sign of life for them here early on.
Yeah, honestly, for Div A, it's not really as fast as I thought it would be, that I was picturing out of these 1 and 2 seeds. But like I said, it is the first seed. There could be some landers going. Ecrux trying to get a play of his own, gets one. He's unable to get it over the other, but Los Jefes is kind of double committing. Shot ringing off the post. This ball is just going to bounce off the backboard. Ecrux is up, but no, just a little too high, but Hypnotic's there, a little wide, and we get a great clear out from Chewy.
Despicable Me just couldn't quite find the net there. A lot of good opportunity. A double commit coming up from Spoop and Ecrux. Spoop ends up getting back to it. Luckily, a nice demo on the sidewall on Ecrux. Spoopy with no boost. He's going to shoot this one. A good pass over to Hypnotic. Can't quite find it. Shut down by Samuel, who I mentioned in the pregame, just such a good defensive mastermind.
Yeah, I mean, you scored 1 goal, you're already up. You really don't need to score anymore. You just got to worry about getting the ball away from your half, out of your net here. Dcrl trying to get a shot on target, 30 seconds remaining. Despicable Miis need to get something happen there, but Samuel trying to do it all on his own, denied by Dcrl here as we got 17 seconds left. Los Jefes, they're trying to get a second goal of their own. Scout, but shot goes a little bit wide.
Hypnotic finding a touch to the corner over towards Spoopy Man, shut down early. A nice 50 coming out from Dcrl, but Samuel is there on the sidewall waiting, just wasting time going to this back wall, getting a nice pop out towards his teammate Scout, who gets the dunk. This one cannot touch the ground if you just Despicable Miis, and it does. Los Jefes taking this game 1.
Honestly, they were the team that I was rooting for here, but I was expecting a little bit more goals. Scout, oh my God, having a little over double compared to his 2 teammates here. 21 demos, obviously that's wrong. That's 3 demos here, but Despicable Miis, a little even here on the scoreboard, not a whole lot of offensive pressure. They did have 9 shots compared to 8 shots coming from Los Jefes, but they got to get those in. They had a lot of good looks, but the shots were just kind of a little too high, not quite on target, and I believe if they can start getting their shots more on target, they can take this game number 2.
Yeah, the stats there from Scout define perfectly how this Los Jefes team plays a little bit of like a role Rocket League, where Scout is very typically that third man, just kind of being back for Chewy and Samuel. That's just how they want to play. They're a defensive team at heart, and you saw it in the beginning of the game. They were playing defensive. They were getting pressured really hard, and they had no offensive pressure until Scout scored that goal, and then they just continued that defensive play style. So I think the key for Despicable Miis here is to take a lead and not allow them to just sit back on defense and just wait out the game.
Yeah, maybe if Despicable Miis can maybe pick up a little bit more on the demos, trying to kind of catch this Los Jefes team like lacking, having no third man there, they can definitely take the second game. But Los Jefes, they might be ready for that. They've had so long to play with each other that they're probably just so used to each other's play styles that they just might not be demoable. But Chewy getting the 50 off of Dcrl, Scout hitting it off the sidewall, that's a great demo on Hypnotic. Their open net gets it over one. Spoopy, Dcrl was not a whole lot of boost. Chewy shot goes wide, but cleared away by Hypnotic.
Hypnotic with not much boost, gets a nice touch though, but retrieved by Scout, who gets dunked on by Dcrl. Samuel getting a nice touch over, can't quite find. Oh, he does end up getting the dunk on, I believe it's Spoopy Man in the midfield. Chewy with a nice 50 himself. Some early pressure here coming out from Los Jefes. Let's see if Despicable Miis, a nice demo from Dcrl, maybe allowing for some pressure.
Yeah, demos galore happening here, one by one. Not even a minute left that I believe I count like, not even a minute, wow. Not even a minute played here, but I believe I count like at least 7 demos. But Dcrl trying to get some sort of play going, gets cut out by Chewy. Chewy off the sidewall, can he get another sidewall redirect towards that mid? Sort of gets the touch, not quite. Scout kind of bailing him out here. That's a very awkward touch coming from Hypnotic. Dcrl forced to make the play over the backboard. Does get the boost, but can he get the touch? No, denied by Chewy.
With a nice center here, Hypnotic a little bit awkward on the goal line, ends up getting the clear over towards Dcrl. He gets beat out by Samuel. Hypnotic, his DSU teammate, hits it over to him, retrieved nicely by Chewy. A nice backboard touch, Dcrl is there. Super awkward touch coming out from him. This one's just staying in the corner. Hypnotic gonna try to get something going here. Scout there to shut him down early. It's just kind of staying in this right orange corner. Dcrl finally gets it out, gets one touch, can't quite find the second. Chewy gives some offensive pressure going here for Los Jefes.
Oh, dare dribble bump there from Samuel. The masterclass solo play there. Gets the big boost, avoids the demo there, and he's just able to carry it over, gets that bump. What a great opening goal for Los Jefes.
He plays his ones. Let's just say that. Nice air dribble bump coming out from, maybe not air dribble, but a nice aerial bump coming out from Samuel, recognizing that there's only one back. Dcrl tries to take it slow. Chewy ends up getting a touch though. Spoopy beat out to this one by Scout. Hypnotic there to get a nice big old pop. Samuel pre-jumped him though, but Hypnotic was ready for it. This one's rolling in the corner. Chewy gets dunked on by Dcrl. This one is going towards the blue half. Samuel, a little scary of a touch over towards this corner here. It's a controlled touch, but gets demos for his efforts.
Yeah, that's a very unfortunate demo here if you're Despicable Miis. Your pressure kind of like taken away from you. But that's exactly what Los Jefes need. Like you said, they're a defensive masterclass, and they're up by 1. They don't need a score. They just need to keep that ball out of the net, keep the pressure on this Despicable Miis half. Scout trying to get a pass back here for Chewy. He does end up finding his teammate Chewy off the corner. Maybe getting a shot of his own, but no, denied by Hypnotic. And as you see this pressure coming back at them, Ecrux trying to get a touch mid, but unable to get that second touch. Samuel getting that big boost, but no, he gets demoed. Scout with the 50 as this just gets launched towards this Despicable Miis half.
Yeah, it's like Despicable Miis is getting some scary looks and some good looks on the offensive end, but it just seems like everything is futile. Nothing's working out for this team. Samuel with a bouncer. Uh-oh. I don't know who was in that. Maybe Hypnotic just was not expecting that bouncer coming out from Samuel.
Bounce shots are probably one of the most unpredictable shots.
That's brutal.
You always kind of expect it to just get launched towards you, but no one expects the bounce shot.
No.
No one does.
It comes from such a different angle than what you can normally get with the car. Spoopy getting a nice clear here though. Maybe some offensive pressure. Chewy with not a great touch. Hypnotic trying to find the shot. Where did Spoop come from? Spoop hit that? Where did he come from?
Yeah, Spoopy able to get the first goal for Despicable Miis, able to take advantage of the misplay coming from Chewy. Two defenders on the backboard, and Scout just wasn't quite ready for that shot coming from Spoopy Man as they're able to cut their deficit in half, but they still need to find one more. A minute 48 seconds left here of regulation. They got to find something soon. As Chewy trying to get a shot, getting a little bit of an awkward touch. I don't know if he did get that corner steal. A lot of demos here though coming from the Despicable Miis team.
Chewy with a much needed backboard touch finds the corner as well. Can't quite find the flip off the wall. Samuel, it's a nice control touch over the sidewall. Great job coming out from him. This one could be dangerous, but Spoopy's with a nice touch. Gonna try to follow this one in the corner. Ecrux, it's over his head. Hypnotic there to catch the ball. He's dunked on it immediately. Chewy with a possible flip reset double.
Oh, hit
Does he have it? Oh my goodness! Off of Spoopy's touch.
Oh my god! What an absolutely banger of a goal. Gets the reset off the ball, sending it towards the backward. Spoopy Man was there, but it just wasn't enough for to stop this goal from Chewy.
Unfortunate touch coming up from Spoop. I'm not sure what exactly he wanted there. It's hard to read his mind. Definitely not that. He's going to try to find a good touch on the offensive end here. He does a waterfall action. Scout is there to hit that one and clear it over towards Samuel. Gets a boomer touch, but straight over to Ecrux. But they're up 2 goals. This 2-goal lead from Los Jefes feels like 4 with their defensive prowess.
Yeah, this Despicable Miis team, they just really haven't had as much boost as you think they would. And I think that might be contributing to why they aren't taking the lead here. They just don't really have enough boost to try to get the place that they want. Chewy getting a pinch off the corner. Hypnotic is just there, banging it towards the net, but Samuel is there to catch, gets the full boost, but gets 50 by Hypnotic.
A good boomer touch coming out from Scout here over towards the corner. A nice touch by Despicable Miis, but this one could be on target. Spoop makes the save. Chewy trying to go for some sidewall aerial action here. Shut down early by Ecrux. Just a little touch around Scout. Samuel gets this one to the backboard. Is anyone from Los Jefes there? Samuel ends up following it up. That one in, not quite. 10 seconds left. They need to go pretty quickly here. At least get one for the road. That's exactly what they needed, but it's just off target. Unfortunate for Despicable Miis.
Yeah, this game is fortunately going to end up going towards Los Jefes. And if you're a Despicable Miis fan, you got to wonder, what is happening here? They were only able to find 1 goal out of 2. Do you smell something?
What is that smell?
What is that smell? No, not something you want to see, especially from your captain here. Div A is kind of known to be that division that doesn't take timeouts. But obviously the plan that you've come up with isn't quite working here. You're getting good looks, and shots are going in this time, but they got to come up with something here. They got to change their plan.
Oh, I just got to look from Ecrux, I think, up towards the caster booth. Unfortunate coming out from those fellas. But I said it in game 1. I think the key truly is to take a lead to start off. It's really hard to go down against this Los Jefes team and just allow them to sit back on defense and play the game they want to play.
Yeah, they're getting a lot of demos, but I'm not quite sure if these demos are coming in at the times that they need to come in. It kind of just seems like they're demoing to kind of get demos here. They haven't really opened up as much or of as big of an opportunity that I think they're trying to look for here. And oh my God, that goal from Chewy is just insane.
Yeah, I don't know if he read Spoopy's touch or is just going for the regular, but it ended up working out for him, obviously. But this is a Despicable Miis team. I'm rooting for them here. So I'm hoping they get this early lead. Maybe some early pressure coming out from Hypnotic and Ecrux. A good high touch from, I don't know who it was, but Samuel with another touch, and a good backboard presence coming out from him. Not much boost to work with here from Los Jefes. Maybe I should be saying that. I know, I know, it kind of screwed us earlier. They can hear us. But overall, some good pressure coming out here from Despicable Miis.
Yeah, Ecrux trying to get a play of his own. Not quite the reset he's looking for, but Hypnotic trying to ring a shot on target, denied by Samuel. Samuel with full tank of boost. Doesn't get the touch, but it does go under the Despicable Miis defender. Touch off the sidewall. Hypnotic's already up. Maybe a double tap opportunity. No, it's just going to bang off the crossbar. Ecrux is there, but that's a very unfortunate pinch there, but Spoopy Man able to bail him out.
Yeah, an unfortuitous, or whatever that word you like to say.
Fortuitous. It's a very academic word.
I have to look it up, I can't lie. That's not within my ball knowledge. But kind of just back and forth between the two teams here. Nothing too dangerous coming out from Despicable Miis and Los Jefes. As I say that, Ecrux almost getting a nutty goal off that sidewall. Scout can't quite find the touch off the sidewall. Samuel with a dunk though. This one's floating in the midfield. Spoopy Man with a great little doink off the top of his car.
Yeah, like I said before, both of these teams, they're not like scorers goal after goal after goal. They like to take their time. They like to be like a little analytical. They like to dissect their plays. Their ability to like think on the spot and to like just come up with a play just like that is honestly very impressive, especially coming from these two teams. You can kind of see when they know they're going to get dunked, they're going to try to angle their cards to get a very fortunate 50. Hopefully it does go their way, but Scout, a little bit of an air dribble. Chewy with an unfortunate double commit does get the touch off the sidewall. Samuel is there, but he heads back, seeing Hypnotic going for the air dribble play. Samuel able to get a touch. Spoopy Man not quite ready, forced to make something happen here. Clear away from Chewy, gets the flip reset, getting off the backboard, but cleared away by Hypnotic.
Early pressure coming out here for both teams, just can't quite find the final shot opportunity even. They're getting some good plays in the midfield, just can't quite get that last man to take the shot. A big boom coming up from Spoopy, catching the defense off guard. That's exactly what they needed to start this game 3.
Yeah, that's a very great clear coming from Spoopy Man. Fortunately, it did go into net. I don't think Chewy was expecting any sort of clear. It kind of looked like he did kind of get caught off guard. Maybe he thought Samuel was back, but Despicable Miis, for the first time this series, taking the lead. Yeah,
it's looking like Spoopy's definitely warming up in this series. I played with him a bit. I know how he likes to play, and when he's playing good, I've been seeing him doing exactly what he likes to do, and ends up scoring Despicable Mi's first goal of this game 3.
Yeah, Hypnotic, not a whole lot of boost. Gets the 50 in the midfield. Scout, a little awkward, forced to make some sort of touch here. Ecrux is able to respond, gets a great touch, but he's unable to stick with it. Not a whole lot of boost. Samuel clearing it towards his corner, 50 feet away by Chewy. Chewy unable to get the touch. Samuel is left all alone, not a whole lot of boost. Scout, also not a whole lot of boost, forced to get the clear. A very unfortunate bump here happening on Chewy as Samuel is forced to get the clear.
Hypnotic maybe try to get the Zen touch, but he gets a benevolent touch nonetheless. Benevolent. This one's rolling off the corner. Chewy with a great cut, maybe a goal opportunity. Puts it off the crossbar, but Scout is there to clean it up, playing janitor.
Yeah, Scout able to respond so fast here, coming off of Chewy's touch there. That the trust coming from Scout and just this Los Jefes team in general is it's amazing here as they're able to respond super quick here, and their speed of play is super fast. Ecrux getting the touch on target, 50 away by Chewy. Hypnotic making a back pass towards Spoopy Man. Oh, unable to get the touch as he just flies past the ball here. American Airlines play here as Scout getting a touch off the corner, gets a great 50, but no one from Los Jefes is there. It's another big clear coming from this Despicable Mi's team, and I'm loving these clears as they're able to kind of get a little bit of breathing room for themselves, kind of maybe catch this Los Jefes team off guard here, but they're tied. There's a minute left. Which team is going to make the mistake first?
Yeah, there's a mistake right there. Double commit coming out from Los Jefes, maybe leading to pressure. A good 50 though coming out from Samuel. A 2v1, a quick 2v1. Does he have it? Not quite. Spoopy can't quite find the connection on the pass. Hypnotic trying to put this one on target. Another double commit coming out from Los Jefes. That's 2 in the last 30 seconds. Hypnotic up for this one. Maybe not enough boost. Just a floater, top bins, but saved.
Yeah, Los Jefes just kind of seem to be panicking here on their half. Whenever these shots do kind of ring above the net, it seems like one person only has boost. And the one that is closer, they kind of seems like they're like obligated to make the touch here, but they gotta trust each other. Ecrux with the ring off the post.
Wow!
The crossbar. What a clanger!
My God, I thought he was gonna go for another reset. He's been getting a reset with every single touch, but a great pass and a great shot coming up from Ecrux and Spoop.
Yeah, 30 seconds left. It's not impossible, but it's certainly improbable for Los Jefes to find some sort of equalizer. But 30 seconds is a lot of time, especially in Rocket League. Samuel getting it over one here, cleared away by Spoopy Man, hitting it towards the sidewall, keeping this pressure on. That could be shot on target, a little bit wide. Chewy able to clear it towards his corner, unable to get the touch off of Hypnotic, but a great clear coming from Samuel.
Despicable Miis just keeping this offensive pressure on. Probably the best defensive strategy you could ever have. Just keeping it on the other half, not allowing them to even take a shot. This one's rolling around. Chewy gets a touch, gets a second one, maybe a reset. Scout ends up going, 3 seconds left. Ecrux makes, oh my, what happened?
Scout is eating his Wheaties. Too much power for Ecrux to get some sort of clear. It just kind of bounces off the top of his car, and Scout able to finish what he started, finds this equalizing goal for Los Jefes, and we might be seeing overtime here in game number 3.
That's so brutal coming up from Ecrux. Maybe he thought it was going a little bit further up. Position 2-4 back, pops straight into the net. Maybe a little bit of an own goal action. Spoopy Man trying to end this OT quickly, putting this one to the backboard. Can't quite find the double over Sam. Ooh, I don't know what he's going for. Maybe a bump or something. Chewy trying to rip the shot. Ecrux there to save it. Scout is there again! A great save coming up from Spoopy. This one's still dangerous. Chewy with a great touch. This one's still super dangerous. No! That's a nice pop up. And they get the clear out. Maybe an open net from
back.
Spoop. And he's just going to walk the dog in.
This Despicable Miis team find their first win this series. A little scuffed, but hey, they were able to find it.
Spoopyman saving Ecrux there from mega embarrassment. Thankfully, they do end up taking this game 3, making a good series.
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of hoping for a game number 7, but the way that this Los Jefes team was playing, it almost kind of looked like they were going to sweep this Despicable Miis team.
Like I said, I believe Despicable Miis scored first. Look what happened. I think that is legit the #1 key for this team. I've said it probably 4 times by now, but I truly believe that is what this series is going to come down to.
Yeah, I mean, not a whole lot of clip-worthy shots here other than, I believe that was in a different series, but Chewy getting the pinch off the corner, off the sidewall there. Scout able to respond just in time. Spoopy Man. And honestly,
that was a great shot.
That goal, I can't remember which goal it was, but I think it was Scout, or no, maybe it was Scout. Someone hit a banger, and honestly, I don't really expect bangers, especially in a series like this. Ecrux, yeah, it was the goal on Ecrux where he's just unable to get get a clear. But Scout just banging it on the net. There's no mechs needed. You ain't got to be flashy with it.
Just sending up a prayer, and it was answered. Surprisingly, I was super surprised when I saw that one go in. Despicable Miis taking their first game. Don't let them get one. They can get pretty scary pretty fast.
Yeah, that most certainly may have just been the game that they needed to build up some sort of momentum, but only time will tell here as we're getting started with game number 4, Hypnotic. Not a whole lot of underneath Samuel, getting the dookie off of the captain of this Los Jefes team.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, on his DSU teammate. That's insane. Great job coming out from Hypnotic, taking the early lead. I'm liking what I'm seeing from this Despicable Miis team in this game 4.
Yeah, what a way to open it out. Only 5 seconds of regulation played. Maybe they can get another one. Spoopy with the reset. A little bit too wide here as ball rings off the sidewall. Chewy and Scout trying to get some sort of goal. Maybe there might have been a miscommunication in the comms here. Samuel getting a touch over one. Can he get it over the last? Getting some sort of play, gets the reset off the corner, and pinching it off the corner. Scout is just there, but no! Denied by Spoopy Man. Chewy keeping this pressure alive, and Hypnotic's just gonna bang it right back.
Awkward touch coming up from Samuel straight to the ceiling. Recovered nicely by Scout. Ecrux there in the midfield to stop that one early. Scout again with a nice touch, but a better touch coming up from Hypnotic. Dunked on by Chewy though. He's doing pretty well being the aggressor for this team. Like I kind of mentioned in the pregame, a pass to Casper the Ghost coming up from Hypnotic. Straight over to Samuel. Ecrux with a nice touch, but can't quite get back on it. A little bit dangerous, but Hypnotic gets a nice touch and a nice clear backflip coming up from Spoop.
Oh, that's a great touch mid. Is anyone from Los Jefes there? Chewy is
Whoa.
almost catching Hypnotic, lacking. Another shot,
Whoa.
bringing just a little too high from Samuel. And this pressure from Los Jefes, I'm loving this pressure, but they're unable to get anything on target. They need a shot on target. They need to find this equalizer goal quick, or else this Despicable team, Despicable Miis team is just going to run away with this series.
I think they're definitely, you know, they got their feet under them now after that game 3. Samuel trying to make something happen here. Going for the bump. Scout just slotting this one yet again. He's shooting so well this series.
Yes, Scout being the savior for this Los Jefes team. It's not a flashy shot, but it's what you need here. There's
I like
no
that kind of play style.
Yeah, that
My double play.
but Scout able to find this equalizing goal, almost getting the palindrome. If it was 3 seconds earlier, that would have been palindrome. But Chewy taking it slow here. Hypnotic taking this play away from him, getting it over 1. Samuel forced to cut and turn around, banging it towards this Despicable Miis half. Dcrl with a whole lot of boost. I lied. He had half about as much boost as I thought he did. Sleepy banging it towards the corner, maybe getting a touch mid here. Hypnotic trying to get something going here. And this Los Jefes team, they just kind of seem to be stuck on their half here, but this could be the breakaway that they needed. Samuel getting the demo off of Hypnotic, but not before he gets the clear towards this Los Jefes half.
That's a great touch coming out from Chewy. Great control. Getting a second and the big body. Hypnotic gonna try to get ball gets a little bit away from the spoop with the average spoop shot. He has such odd shooting form, but it works so well because it's so unorthodox and they just don't expect it to come at certain angles. Almost had one there. Hypnotic trying to be the aggressive here. Samuel gets a big old boom downfield. Dcrl trying to get a nice catch. And we're getting a 50 with Samuel in the corner. A little whimsy clear coming out from Spoop. Dcrl in the midfield here gets not a great 50, but ends up getting over Spoopy Man who goes missing.
Yeah, Dcrl forced to make a play off of his backboard. Samuel, I don't think he got the touch he wanted there. Might have popped a little bit too high for him. Scout a little awkward in this corner, but he's still able to get this touch mid. That might just go in, but no. Cleared away by, I believe that was Dcrl. Samuel reading this touch off the sidewall, opts to bang it back towards the Despicable Miis half. And oh my god, what a shot. But Scout able to read that, but I don't think banging the ball is the answer. It worked when they had the solo plays, when they took their time, and I just haven't really seen a whole lot of it coming from this Los Jefes team.
Yeah, just, you know, outside of Scout hitting top bins, they haven't really been finding much success. Chewy almost putting that one in, a little scary. Spoop able to turn around in time. It's a nice touch, maybe not as nice as I thought it was. Dcrl there to get the 50 though. Hypnotic up towards the corner. I thought Dcrl was still up there. This one's gonna get pinched over to Spoopy Man. He does end up catching it a little bit behind him though. Chewy there to challenge. A nice demo coming up from Spoop though. Maybe open, but Samuel there just in time.
Yeah, the captain able to bail out his team. Gets the demo here. Pass sent mid. A double commit coming from Los Jefes as Samuel forced to take it slow, maybe get his team some time to get some boost, rotate back. But Samuel have to take a boost. Can we see something from the captain of Los Jefes? Air dribbling it. Despicable Miis forced to double commit just to stop the shot here from this captain. In the form of Samuel. Scout getting a 50. This might be a great 50, but no. Cleared away by Hypnotic. Chewy with the pass back from Samuel. Samuel trying to get some sort of shot. Scout is there, but not quite on target. Cleared away by Hypnotic. He does get the 50 mid, but no one from Los Jefes is there to take advantage of that.
Yeah, looking a little scary for Despicable Miis. They've had a few double commits in this last minute or so. Spoopman gets a big old clear out. Dcrl almost putting on target, but I'm not sure who it was, but a Los Jefes player there to clear it out. Man in this corner just playing disruption. That's a big old pinch over towards this orange half. Samuel with a full tank of boost gets a nice 50. Is anyone from Despicable? Oh my god, able to stop this. Samuel trying to find a pass out mid. Yet again going for the bump like he did earlier when Scout scored his first goal of this game. Dcrl there to hit it out.
Oh no.
Malevolent pinch coming up from Scout. This one's floating in the midfield here. Samuel just puts it down and we're going to OT in game 4.
The last OT went towards Despicable Miis. Who knows? We might just get a repeat of that, but maybe Los Jefes might have been able to learn from their mistakes here as Scout getting the clear off the corner. Hypnotic getting some sort of shot. Spoopy Man with the disruption here, forcing Chewy to take it towards the wall. Some zap dashes here to keep his momentum alive. Gets a great 50 off the ceiling, but Hypnotic with a great clear down this Los Jefes pitch. Scout with a whole take of boost, unable to make contact, gives Spoopy all the time in the world, get a solo play going, gets it over 1, but gets bumped off of his own play.
Hypnotic trying to follow up, doesn't quite find the contact. Samuel gets dunked on by Ecrux. This could be dangerous. An awkward backboard touch coming up from Scout. Ends up getting it, avoids the bump. Spoopy with the shot. Does he have the double? No, can't quite find it. A good opportunity coming up from Despicable Miis, and they're going to want that one back.
Yeah, a very unfortuitous double tap attempt there. That is my second biggest word. Spoopy clearing it towards this Los Jefes pitch. Hypnotic hitting it towards the sidewall, but gets 50 by the... I wasn't able to see which Los Jefes player it was, but Samuel shot just a little high, just a little wide, unable to get the shot on target. Shui trying to get some sort of touch mid, getting the destruction plays. That net is open, but Hypnotic with 0 boost, able to get the clear away. Samuel taking it off the corner. That's an unfortunate touch coming from Hypnotic. It's just going to go straight towards Ecrux. Ecrux trying to get some sort of 50. This is just going to go right in front of Spoopy Man. Forced to take a low 50 towards the sidewall. Is anyone from Despicable Me there? No. Cleared away by Scout.
Scout getting a good clear here. Maybe a follow-up on the ceiling. Can't quite find it. Ecrux gets the clear. Chewy, though, gets a big old pop. Hypnotic just able to get one touch here. Chewy off the sidewall. Again, how does he have this much boost? Boop, trying to find another one. Gets it. Gets a nice pass on mid. Nobody's ready for it, though. Hypnotic is going to follow this one up. Samuel off the back wall here. Gets a soft little clear, but Scout is there to follow it up. Gets dunked on by Ecrux.
Scout unable to get something going here. Spoopman demo for his troubles. 50 going towards the sidewall. Is anyone there? Chewy with the almost backflip gets bailed out by Scout. Chewy keeping this pressure alive. Not a whole lot of boost. Denied by Hypnotic. Scout shot on target, cleared away by Spoopy Man. This is just going to bounce towards the sidewall, keeping this pressure, sending it towards the corner, but Chewy is there. Spoopy Man with the 50. It is just going to float right over the Los Jefes goal. Chewy is there, gets the touch towards the corner. Ecrux with a great catch, has a whole lot of boost, but unfortunately his pressure taken away by Samuel.
A good 50 coming up from Los Jefes. A dangerous ball. Spoop makes it dangerous for Los Jefes himself. Samuel able to follow this one up. I lied. Ecrux gets a backboard touch. Can't quite find the double there. Not enough boost. Spoopy Man able to find one. Trying to find the pre-flip. Doesn't get it. Hypnotic in this midfield just, gets a nice safe touch over to this corner for his captain Ecrux. I thought he was going for a musty there. Ended up just empty jumping. This is pitched straight over to this Despicable Me's corner. Maybe a bad bounce. That's actually a pretty good bounce for Despicable Me's. Not much you can do for Los Jefes.
3 minutes of overtime has been played, and no team is giving an inch. Scout able to meet this ball towards mid. That's a great touch here. Can he get it touch mid? He does, but no one is there. Great clear. Spoopman is there. Can he get the redirect? No. Trying to find some sort of touch, but I don't think that touch went at all the way he was expecting. A great flick coming from Scout, forces the double commit from Despicable Me's, and Los Jefes have all this pressure in the world. Chewy getting it over 150 off of Spoopy Man. Ecrux with not a whole lot of boost, able to get the clear away. But Samuel able to bang it back. Not a whole lot of boost. Gets a clear shot on target. Goal almost coming from Spoopy, but is able to get that clear out from his net.
Yeah, Los Jefes have been on the offensive end for the last 2 minutes. It's felt like this Despicable Me's is getting some good clears to relieve some pressure. This one might be going towards the other end.
No.
A great counter attack coming up from Despicable Me's.
An unfortunate series of whiffs coming towards Los Jefes. Samuel unable to get the touch. Chewy unable to get the read, and Scout has little to no time to respond to any of that. I don't think he was expecting any of his two teammates to not get a single touch.
Yeah, great. No, not in a 4-minute OT, please.
No,
please.
No. Do you smell something?
9 minutes.
The
9 minutes of
timer, Tony Snell himself.
It might be wrong. It might be wrong. I'm getting some looks. Is that wrong, Ecrux?
I don't think so.
Oh no.
Oh wait.
That is not wrong.
It is not wrong, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh no. Is that back to back? Nah, I don't think it's back to back. But
no,
2 and 4 games.
So.
But they find the win. So they send this over to a game 5. They're tied 2-2. I'll Tony Snell and win a game.
I mean,
as long as the team wins. If I Snell, does not matter. The team's won.
Might not be the best look, especially if you're a captain. But hey, that just goes to show that you made great picks during the draft. Your other two teammates able to carry the weight. Well, I don't mean to sound rude, but unable to carry the weight of their captain. Maybe if we can see Ecrux sort of wake up here and be a little bit more active in the playmaking here, Despicable Me's could run away with this series.
Yeah, also, for anybody that does not have this sort of ball knowledge, Spoop has been dealing with some pneumonia lately, so I don't know if he's really at his peak performance right now. Let's see what he's got. A nice little flip off the ceiling coming up from him. Dcrl is there to challenge it early, gets a nice 50. Does he find the pass here? Not quite. Goes missing. Hypnotic doesn't find it either. Maybe a 1v1 coming up from Chewy here. A little ISO action. A nice demo, or just, putting the body between Chewy and the ball.
Yeah, that would have been an amazing goal, but Chewy unfortunately unable to get the touch though. But Scout with the ceiling pinch, setting it towards this Despicable Miis half. Chewy with the musty though. Holy! Scout keeping this pressure, setting it towards the corner. Cleared away by Dcrl. Samuel a little awkward, doesn't get the touch he wants here, but gets bailed out by Scout.
Scout maybe finding a second touch. Yes, he does. I don't think Samuel expected that at all coming up from Scout. You gotta have a little faith in your third man here. Chewy's up for this one. Beat by Dcrl, so I didn't even see him up on the ceiling. Some ball dashing someone here from Chewy. Hypnotic on the sidewall here. Gets a poor touch. This one could be open. And a great cut coming out here from Chewy.
Yeah, Chewy able to take advantage of the rotational mistakes coming from Despicable Miis. Dcrl, I think he tried to get the touch here. Spoopy kind of trusting in that touch, goes for the corner boost, but they get punished for that. And you got to keep your head on the swivel. Turning off ball cam for too long can make or break whether or not you get scored on.
No firsthand.
I might know from firsthand, I'm not gonna lie here, but Dcrl ripping a shot, not quite on target. Scout able to get the flick on target though, popped high by Hypnotic. Spoopy shot on target, forcing Chewy to get some sort of play. Gets a great fortuitous 50 coming from Dcrl. We need to get like a fortuitous counter here.
Oh god, be infinite. A good save coming out there from Hypnotic on the sidewall there. Dcrl can't quite find the connection. Spoop, a pass over to Dcrl, finds it on target, but Scout is there to be in the way of the ball and the goal. Scout ends up just getting egoed by Samuel and no boost. What a crazy ego touch. Spoopy man trying to rip the shot. Scout beats him to it. Spoop didn't quite have the read. Dcrl is going to try to get this one upfield. Shut down early by Chewy. Not the greatest touch, but Hypnotic ends up hitting this one towards the sidewall. A miss coming out from Dcrl. Chewy in this corner, trying to get one out towards mid to his teammate. Gets dunked on by Spoopy man.
Yeah, notice how this time Los Jefes was able to get the first goal. And as I say that, Scout with a ringer of a shot, able to find the second goal for Los Jefes. But anyways, we were talking about it before. It seems to sort of trend towards whoever scores the first goal takes whatever game it is for this series.
Yeah, I mean, you can kind of see it in these play styles. Los Jefes playing super defensive, but Despicable Miis, once they get rolling, it's really hard to stop them. But the problem is they got to get rolling first. And they just haven't quite been able to do that so far. A couple missed touches or just missed touches coming out here so far from Despicable Miis.
Yeah, being like a sort of momentum-based team it's a double-edged sword. On one hand, if you're playing super well to start, you more or less are going to run away with the series. But on the other hand, if you're starting out cold, if you're starting the series cold, it's really hard to kind of ramp it up and build up your momentum, sort of build up your confidence here. As Los Jefes, they're still up by 2. Chewy getting that sidewall read. A double commit though, coming from Despicable Miis, sent towards the corner, forcing Scout to make some sort of play. Hypnotic with the 50. That is going to be dangerous. Samuel unable to get the touch. Dcrl is there though, but bailed out by Scout.
That seems to be something we're seeing quite a lot. Build up by Scout. Scout can't quite bail him out this time. Spoopy man with the ripper.
Yeah, I mean, Spoopy man able to take advantage of the misplays coming from Los Jefes. Scout just kind of caught a little awkward. He was in the dead smack in the middle of his own goal, and that ball was just floating. He had to make some sort of contact when he's landing. Shot on target by Spoopy man. What can you do?
I don't know what they can do or need to do. They need to score one more to tie this game up, to not go down onto match point. That's going to be so huge for this team, not going down to match point, having a loss that they can take. Not that they'd want to.
Oh no!
Chewy trying to find a shot, and he gets his car around it, wrapped around. Great passing play from this Los Jefes team.
Yeah, what a shot comes from Chewy. Able to read that 50 off of Samuel. and he's able to get it past the 2 defenders of Despicable Miis. Spoopy Man unable to get some sort of cut, and I believe that was Ecrux unable to get the save off of his goal line here. But this kickoff is going to go towards Los Jefes' favor. Ecrux getting a 50 off the sidewall. Hypnotic already up. No one making contact with that, but they're able to get some sort of pressure going here. Path towards Hypnotic. Sent to Spoopy Man. There's a little bit of like a scramble here in the corner. Samuel able to get it over 1. Ecrux a little awkward, not a whole lot of boost, but Scout doesn't have any boost either. And so far, pressure is kind of going towards this Despicable Miis team, but you have a minute left. At this point, especially in Div A, you need a miracle play to build up your momentum and to just even find the equalizer.
You gotta throw the kitchen sink at at this point. I mean, you're down 2. You gotta make something happen pretty soon here. Samuel just trying to buy time in this corner here. Chewy jumping up for this one early, but gets beat out by Spoop. This one's running the midfield. Spoop can't quite find contact. A pinch over towards this orange corner, this mid-wall area actually. Hypnotic tries to get the pinch, maybe a little bit too early on the contact. Scout gets a big boom and clear, just waste more and more time. That's the name of the game right now for this Los Jefes team, just waste more and more time.
Yeah, and with 12 seconds remaining, I don't necessarily want to write this off, but I believe this game number 5 is going to go towards Los Jefes.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, mathematically impossible. Samuel finally showing some mechie stuff. I've not seen as much mechie stuff as I would expect coming from these 2 teams. They're playing a little bit more simplified and less flashy, but for either way, I mean, it's a close series, so it seems to be working out.
Yeah, but like we said before, Scout is a great example of you don't need mechs to like play at these upper levels of Rocket League. And even though tied in score here coming from Samuel and Chewy, but even though he wasn't able to kind of lead his team in scores, he had a lot of shots, a lot of pressure here, but like I said before, you don't need a whole lot of mechs to play at these upper levels. All you really need at the end of the day is consistency and power.
Yeah, I mean, Despicable Miis had one last shot, but it felt like Los Jefes had way more pressure throughout the entire game. That could just be Despicable Miis taking some early shots and not letting the play get set up long enough before they rip a shot. But I mean, we're going to match point here for this Div A match, and this Despicable God, that's such a hard name to say for me. I don't know why. Despicable Miis team needs to lock in here.
Yeah, Div A is known to not take any sort of timeouts here.
They did take one already.
Did they?
Earlier. Yep, cooked.
Oh, yeah, that's right. But other than Cooked being the outlier, Div A is kind of known to be that div where no one takes the timeout here. But if it were me, I'd take the timeout. Find some sort of way to kill any sort of momentum that Los Jefes is having. And as I say that, Chewy, with not even 10 seconds into this match, able to find this opening goal for Los Jefes.
Readjusting the headset, that's got to be the problem.
Yeah.
I think he's locked in now. The headset readjustment, a little mog in the camera. I like it. But they go down 1 early in this game. A good kickoff with Ecrux and the bumping Los Jefes into the ball. Nice air dribble coming out from Chewy over towards Scout. At 50 coming out from Spoopy and Chewy. A big old demo coming out from Ecrux. And then gets traded out almost immediately.
Yeah. It went the same way before, and it might go the same way again, but Los Jefes does find that opening goal. Shot not quite on target, cleared away by Samuel, but Los Jefes able to find the opening goal yet again. This could be a precursor to them taking this series, but who knows? Despicable Miis might just have something up the sleeve. Ecrux hitting the foot, gets it over 1. Samuel with the miracle save, but Hypnotic keeping this pressure. Chewy off the backboard, forced to make some sort of clear, not a whole lot of boost. Gets a great touch, great pop-up, forcing 2 players from Despicable Miis actually to make something happen.
I would love for this Despicable Miis team to just have a bit of a closer second man. It seems like they're getting some good looks and good beats. As first man beating out 2 and having maybe an open shot opportunity. It just seems like they're not able to follow up quite fast enough. Playing a little bit too far back as second man, I believe. I don't know everything, but those are my thoughts so far.
Yeah, but anyway, I would like to bring up the fact that this is match point for Los Jefes. If they win this, they're I believe they're going to be sent towards the loser finals here for this lower bracket, and Despicable Miis, they will potentially be sent home here. But this is your last chance to find an equalizer, build up momentum, and take the series away. So at this point, you just gotta throw things at the wall, figure out what works. What do you have to lose here? If you lose, either way, you're getting sent home. But Los Jefes, they're not going to let that happen here. 2 minutes in, and there's only been 1 goal scored. Any sort of pressure that this Despicable Miis team has had gets denied here. But Ecrux with a touch mid, denied by Scout.
Great second man position coming out there from Spoop. Hypnotic just a banger towards the backboard. 2 of them are there. Neither get the touch. Scout able to find the touch just around Spoop. Samuel going for the reset. Gets it. Gets another touch. Beats 1. Hypnotic is there to retrieve it. Gets the catch. Can't quite flick over 1. Ecrux trying to find maybe a reset in the corner. Get some awkward, weird touches in this corner. Chewy finds a pass over. Scout tries to put it home, but can't quite find the angle.
Yeah. During our predictions, I did predict 7 games here, and as much as I would love to see that just for the content, it looks like Los Jefes have all the momentum in the world. So far, whatever Despicable Miis has been trying, they get so close, but yet so far, and they're just unable to get anything in. Ecrux trying to find a shot. A mystery coming from Spoopy. This is just an open net for Scout, able to find another goal for Los Jefes.
Yeah, you see Spoopy and Cam shaking his head. He wants that one back for sure. Just, flat out a mystery coming up from him. But I mean, it's not impossible. They're down 2, but they've been known in this series. They can put up some goals in a quick manner. This is a very offensive team. I think if they just trust each other a little bit more, play a little bit heavier of a second man, I think they can get that done. Not a great touch coming up from Scout. Just ripping a shot here from Spoop. Ecrux almost putting that one in off the shot. Ends up not quite going in. A little awkward coming in from Chewy. Ecrux there to take it. This one could be open. Who's going to take it? Is Spoop going to rip it? He does. Top bins.
Spoopy man able to find his get-back goal from his unfortunate whiff, cutting this deficit in half. Minute and 34 seconds remaining. That's a lot of time, especially in Rocket League, to find that equalizing goal.
God, I thought Ecrux was going to body block that ball from Spoop with no boost. What are you doing turning there, Hypnotic? But Spoop ends up ripping the shot, top bins, getting that goal. Gets demoed here for his efforts. Nice sidewall touch coming out from Hypnotic. Can't quite follow up. A side flip coming out from Chewy with Samuel there and ready for it. Chewy with a redirect over towards this orange back wall. Ecrux with a backflip himself.
You good? You good? All right.
Some water, man.
Yeah, my lips are kind of parched too, but hey, minute left here. Well, Despicable Miis need to find something. Hypnotic trying to get some sort of touch, denied by Samuel. Chewy taking it off this wall, off the sidewall, denied by Spoopy. This is just going to go straight towards Hypnotic, who has all the boost in the world. Getting a pitch off the corner. Ecrux also banging it off the corner. Shot attempt from Spoopy, but denied by Chewy. Ecrux with not a whole lot of boost gets 50 by Scout, and Hypnotic unable to make the touch with Spoopy. Left as this awkward third man, has a whole lot of boost, tries to get something here. Almost gets demoed.
50.
Shot.
Oh,
on target here for Ecrux, able to find the equalizing goal, and this could be the start of great momentum here for Despicable Miis.
That's such a great job from Spoop, dodging the demo in his own half to bring it all the way up. Got a great 50 off the backboard, laying it up for Ecrux, I believe, who scored that goal. They end up equalizing here late in this game, Game 6.
Yeah, I don't really think you want to go into overtime.
Oh
my! I don't think you really want to go into overtime, especially against Los Jefes. You said before, they're a very defensive-heavy team. Samuel shot not quite on target, just a little wide, but it looks like we might be going into overtime here. But time won't tell. That could just go into the Despicable Miis half. Spoopy Man's just going to let it fall. And ladies and gentlemen, overtime in game number 6.
Let's see what these two teams have for this late in this series. They've already played 6 whole games with a longer OT earlier. Samuel maybe ripping the shot, goes off the crossbar. Chewy backflip. Utter just not goodness coming up from Los Jefes. Ripping the shot here from Ecrux. Can't quite find it. Scout ends up clearing it downfield low. Hypnotic able to follow this one up with a full tank of boost. trying to go for the sidewall here, gets a pinch over. Little free play sesh coming out from Hypnotic. Samuel with a great 50 though. A nice little touch coming up from Ecrux. Scout trying to find a shot here, ripping it. Can't quite find it. Hypnotic going for the aerial play. But some good pressure coming out here early from Despicable Miis.
Yeah, Spoopy Man trying to get some sort of play going. Chewy with the zap dashes here. Ecrux hitting the ball towards the corner. Chewy keeping this pressure alive here. Ecrux trying to find the 50, but unable to find it. Samuel able to get it past him, but that's great transitional play coming from Ecrux.
Whoa!
But an even better clear coming from Los Jefes. Hypnotic is there, though, fortunately, to get some sort of touch.
A double commit coming up from Los Jefes. Maybe just on target. Scout trying to clean it up yet again. Spoopy on the sidewall here, trying to make something happen. Maybe a bump play from Ecrux. Spoop can't quite find anything. Hypnotic gets a nice big boom and clear over towards the corner, towards Spoop. Maybe a passing play, gets the 50. This one's just floating up for Ecrux. Hits it away towards this middle. Hypnotic can't get that touch in the midfield. And Spoop is going to recollect in this back corner.
A great, actually, an unfortunate 50 coming from Spoopy Man as this stays in the Despicable Miis corner. Touch mid here coming from Chewy, but no one from Los Jefes able to get the touch. That is going towards net, though, denied by Hypnotic. And it's just back and forth in this corner here. Scout, shot on target, maybe a double tap opportunity. Oh, so close, but denied by Ecrux.
A nice floater touch coming out here from Hypnotic, I believe. Chewy getting this one towards the sidewall for his teammates. Scout gets a big boom and clear over to this orange corner yet again. Hypnotic going for the flip reset. That's very unusual for him. You don't see him going for many flip resets. Spoopy getting this one around the corner. Straight over towards the blue half though.
Oh no.
This could be a shot from Scout. Hypnotic with a nice save on the goal line. Samuel gonna rip this one. A nice controlled touch. But a good 50 coming from Spoop on the backboard.
Yeah, way to be that backboard presence there, denying anything here coming from Samuel. And that backboard presence is what you need here because Samuel, he just seems to be going after double tap. Scout trying to find something, sends it onto the Despicable Miis backboard, cleared away by Spoopy Man, and it's just going to go straight towards Chewy. He gets the touch, hitting it a little too hard though. Hypnotic with a full tank of boost, gets it over one, but skimmed by Samuel. A dangerous waterfall. Spoopy Man trying to get something that rings out the backboard, but Ecrux unable to find a shot on target.
A dangerous possession coming out there from Despicable Miis, but Los Jefes survives. Spoopy Man getting this one over towards the corner, trying to follow it up. A nice little 50 coming out from him, floating in the midfield. Chewy ends up taking it, getting a big boom and clear over towards Ecrux. He's going to take control, gets a 50, but ends up in front of the ball, going for the bump. Samuel gets a touch on the sidewall. Hypnotic trying to find the shot, almost finds the floater top bin. Spoopy in this corner trying to make something happen, gets a nice touch off the backboard. Ecrux there to finish, can't quite find it on target. This Despicable Miis is knocking on the door of this Game 7.
Yeah, Despicable Miis are trying to force a goal here, getting bump after bump, demo after demo. I'm surprised how long this Los Jefes team was able to keep a goal from being scored. Samuel with the cut off the sidewall, Scout trying to get some sort of touch, Spoopy Man with the redirect. Ecrux with not a whole lot of boost forces Chewy to get something. Hypnotic shot wide, finding Ecrux, but Ecrux unable to find the angle, and Chewy has a full tank of boost. Maybe getting the pass there for Scout, but denied by Hypnotic, who tries to get a solo play of his own, but unfortunately gets denied by Samuel.
Ecrux with a free wall here, just ends up hitting away, didn't have much boost to work with. This one's off the backboard, not for free though. A double commit coming up from Despicable Miis. This one's a big booming clear.
No.
Ecrux it was actually getting this touch safely to the corner. Not much boost to work with. I thought he had maybe 12, but he ended up getting up for that one. Samuel with a nice controlled first touch. What has he got? A big second touch. Hypnotic reads it though. He gets a nice touch. Chewy for the double tap, but Ecrux denies it.
Yeah, you can sort of tell that Samuel trying to get some sort of play of his own going. Is anyone able to get back? Chewy able to get the clear, gets a great 50.
Oh no!
No one is in net. That might just roll in, and
what a
save coming from Hypnotic.
No way!
And the net is
Oh my god! Oh my god! What a series of events in this 5-minute long OT!
A miracle play coming from Despicable Miis. Ecrux able to take advantage of that as he just taps it in. And ladies and gentlemen, we are going to game number 7.
Oh my god. What a turn of events coming out in this Game 6. And we have ourselves a Div A Game 7. 2 in a row. Game 7s. This is insane. What a series of events.
This time, Ecrux not getting the Tony Snell, able to be
That's
part
a crazy
of.
stray. But oh, great job coming out here from those two teams. You could definitely tell the nerves were there in that long OT. I didn't even realize we're in a 5-minute long OT.
Yeah, we basically sat through another game of Rocket League.
Oh my God, they've had some long OTs. I think we had a 4-minute OT earlier. Now almost a 5. So they've played just about probably 8, 9 full games of Rocket League at this point. I imagine maybe some fatigue set in at this point. This is a long series.
Yeah, honestly, it's the unstoppable object versus the immovable force here, and like game number 7 here, this is make or break. One of these teams have to go home, and one of these teams gets to live to see another day. Which team will that be? Who knows? Whoever gets his first goal is going to have all the momentum in the world. It's Spoopy Man, 10 seconds in, able to find this opening goal for Despicable Miis.
Wow, we can hear Spoopy clear as day up here. He is screaming in the mic. He is hyped. 10 seconds into this game 7, he's ripping one top corner.
Hey, that's all you need. You need that hype. You need to not be down in the dumps. This goes for both teams, even if you get scored on. And like I said, Samuel able to reply faster than Despicable Miis were able to even get their first goal.
Insane. Just these two teams just throwing absolute haymakers at each other. No defense getting played so far. 2 goals in 14 seconds. These guys are coming to play.
Yeah.
Offense, not defense, apparently.
I mean, my prediction so far is right for game number 7. Time will tell if Los Jefes end up taking the series away, but a great 50 coming from Samuel, hitting it towards the corner. Spoopy Man, all the boost in the world, sending it towards the sidewall, met well by Ecrux, who might just get the double tap, but no, denied by, I believe that was Chewy. Chewy also finding the demo. This could just be on target, but no, cleared away by Hypnotic.
I got 3 words for you. Los Jefes and Despicable Miis. Must-see TV. This is insane. Coming up from these two teams. Tie game with 4 minutes left in this game 7. Ecrux trying to find some pressure. Over towards Spoopy Man. Back over towards Ecrux. Samuel able to get the touch, but not for free. Hypnotic is there to meet him in the air. Spoopy Man not on much boost. Gets a nice pop out mid for his teammate Ecrux. Just went to the ceiling. Can't quite find a second one. Samuel just the big booming touch. Maybe to the backboard. Hypnotic gets it before the backboard.
Yeah, Samuel getting the demo, but Scout unable to get the touch mid. Chewy is on that sidewall, unable to get the touch, but he does find the ball. That's an unfortunate 50 there. Hypnotic taking Despicable Miis up by 1.
Wow, an unfortunate 50 coming out here from Samuel. Yo, you gotta stop getting dookied on by Hypnotic, bro. That's twice. What is going on?
Samuel clearly does not eat his Wheaties here, getting big bodied by Hypnotic. Like you said before, second dookie of the series, which is not something you want to see here, especially with that leading towards a goal. That could be very demoralizing here. Samuel hopefully trying to get the get back, unable to get the bump on Ecrux, but he does find one on someone else. This is just going to float right over this little Miis half, cleared away by Spoopy Man.
Ecrux, not much boost to work with. Hits into this blue corner. Hypnotic there to meet it. Again, not much boost for him. Ecrux on the sidewall. It's an awkward touch. Chewy gets a big old flick and a bump. Scout just going to try to rip this one. Ecrux gets the clear on the ground here. Samuel going to try to maybe get a flick. Hits it a little bit wide. Hypnotic gets a big boom and clear over towards Spoopy Man, who's up. Maybe a double tap opportunity. Scout shuts it down before it reaches the backboard over towards Samuel.
Samuel trying to get it over 1 though. Cleared away by Hypnotic. Chewy trying to get something, a little bit of bumping action coming from the two teammates. Shot just going wide from Hypnotic. As Samuel, I believe he got that mid boost, gets called away by Scout. Received by Hypnotic, getting the clear towards the midfield here. Cleared away by Chewy, and it just seems to be a back and forth of clear versus clear. Who's gonna start like taking some sort of personal touches, maybe getting a solo play. Dangerous waterfall cleared away by Ecrux.
Scout there to meet it in this corner. A 50 with Ecrux. A double commit coming out from Despicable Miis. Spoopy ends up taking this one down the field off the corner. Hypnotic almost getting the redirect. I think is also touched by a Los Jefes player. Spoopy Man's up early for this one. Does he have the shot on target off the backboard? Samuel with a nice little doink touch, getting that one out. Ecrux ends up getting 50 by Scout. A good 50 coming out from Scout there. Samuel off the backboard. Spoop, just a big boom and clear but Chewy there on defense. Ecrux gets a nice safe touch over the sidewall where no one is.
That's a great pop coming from Ecrux, getting it over one, but not quite past Samuel, this captain for Los Jefes. And a lot of back and forth here. Both teams kind of playing a little bit conservative. Even though Despicable Miis is up by one, no team really has the clear advantage here. It's just kind of been like 50s and misplays seem to be the root cause of all these touches. Chewy unable to find the touch, stealing the boost from
Evil
Scout,
Chewy.
but he does gets a clear towards the Despicable Miis half, but denied by Hypnotic, I believe. Who sends it back towards Scout. Scout unable to get some sort of touch, getting the pop up, but teeing up Hypnotic, shot on target, cleared away by Samuel.
There's 50 coming out from Spoopman in the corner. Ecrux up early for this one. Gets a nice touch, but met by Scout coming off the sidewall. Chewy with a clear beat, but does not have enough boost. Ecrux just a plain old miss on the backboard. Samuel just ripping a shot, saved by Spoopman over to the sidewall. Ecrux gets boost out of nowhere, out of thin air for that touch. Chewy trying to find maybe a pass over, but gets a nice dunk instead. Ecrux on the sidewall, not much boost to work with. Hypnotic needs to make a save. That's an awkward pop up. Is anyone there? Scout is, but Hypnotic able to get back to it with the 50.
30 seconds left. Los Jefes need to get something started here. They need to make some sort of miracle play just to find an equalizer, just to take it towards overtime. But I don't think Despicable Miis is going to let that happen. This ball just seems to be stuck on this Los Jefes half. Chewy trying to get some sort of clear, but Hypnotic keeping it on this Los Jefes half. 10 seconds remaining. Will Despicable Miis walk away with this series? Spoopman shot on target, cleared away by Scout. Chewy with a great redirect, cut off by Hypnotic. They need to keep this ball up. Samuel off the backboard. Double commit coming from Los Jefes. This is just going to float. Samuel with the catch. Does he get the flick? No. He's unable to get some sort of play going. And this game goes towards Despicable Miis.
Wow. It looked like all hope was lost after those first two games from Despicable Miis. It was not looking too good for them, but they end up coming back in this series and take that legendary Game 6 with that 5-minute OT and that crazy series of events, and then lock it in Game 7 and taking the series.
Yeah, I brought up how Despicable Miis, they just seem to be that momentum-heavy team. And they started this series a little bit cold, dropping 2 games early by Los Jefes, but they were able to find 2 of their own. They drop, I believe, the 5th game over there, so they were stuck on match point. They were forced to get 2 in a row, but by then, that momentum and that confidence was just built so high for Despicable Miis that Los Jefes were just unable to seal the deal for the series.
Yeah, I mean, you can definitely tell this Despicable Miis team is so momentum-based, as you mentioned. Once they get rolling, they're such a dangerous team. You saw it in the regular season. They're dominating the entire regular season. And then once they got one, I said, don't let them get one. And they got one, and they started rolling.
Yeah, I believe that was Los